Well, we just concluded our series, right? The commands of Jesus, command shift. And I finished this week with let your light shine. And I just was teaching in this sermon about this idea of even how that let your light shine, that word goes all the way back into Genesis chapter 1, when God spoke and he said, let there be light, and then there was. And it is kind of cool how he doesn't create the sun and the stars and all that until day 4, but he already spoke and there was light. And so when I was thinking about this in our own lives, how there's so many times where our life is without form, and there's chaos in our lives, and we wonder why. And it's because I don't think we've allowed the words of God to ring louder than the words of other people. I mean, we like people to like us. Well, okay, so you guys probably don't care, but I do. I mean, I want people to like me, right? And then even more so, when people say things that are hurtful, it carries heavy weight. And I think it's the unforgiveness in our lives towards what others have done or said this, or maybe we wanted them to say and didn't. And holding on to that just keeps our lives full of chaos and keeps us living in darkness. And I would say, as I think in my own life, as I've shared the story of, God delivering me and, alcohol and drugs, but the thing that really brought God's light into my life the most was walking in forgiveness. Not forgiveness like, the things that I've done, although, yes, that God's love is enough, right, to forgive us. But it was the letting go and forgiving other people of the things that they had done to me. And I think it keeps, the God from operating in our lives. I just did a whole message at our Relate conference, and I was talking about, can God help, or can he take a sinner and save him and redeem him and give him a purpose and a plan and a calling? And yes, he can, because God can do all things. But the question is not, can he do those things, whatever's in our lives, but will we allow him to? That's good. And I think when we hold on to things, what other people have done, is that hurt, I think maybe we could say it ties God's hands. Or maybe it doesn't unleash the power that he has to cause those things to come to our lives. And we wander around like the world did before God spoke, and it was without form. In other words, it didn't have a foundation, like this is what I'm formed for. And it was chaotic. And I don't know. I just think our lives could be so much different. I think it's probably the single greatest thing that impacts our lives is what other people have done to us and how we manage that and hold on to it. So I guess really what I would say in light of all of this is that as hard as it is and as much as it hurts, I remember the moment that I had with releasing the hurt in my life of what someone had done to me. Golly, I remember I can go back there now, sitting on my bed and just saying, okay, God, I forgive them. I didn't want to. What I wanted to do was get them. But I just chose to just release that and say, God, I forgive them. I mean, I felt the power of God come into my life that wasn't there beforehand because I think I was holding it back. And so, man, I can go back to that moment today. So I don't know what you're holding on to, and the thing that is so counterintuitive, like, I'm not going to forgive them for that. It is against our nature. Just say, God, I forgive them, so that his words and what he has spoken for you, it doesn't go without form, but it dispels the chaos, and God creates order in your life. I know it set me free, and I'm believing it'll do the same for you.
That's good. That's good.